Our Earth is over 70% ocean. It supports a vast amount of marine life ecosystems. One of these remarkable ecosystems look like underwater grasslands. These are called seagrasses. Let's explore the importance of these ecosystems and the critical role they play in maintaining the health of our oceans and our planet.
So when we talk about human-caused climate change or global warming, we are referring to an increase in greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. That increase happened due to our human activities, so things like the use of fossil fuels, land use changes for agriculture, cement production, and other industrial activities actually add carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases to the atmosphere.
Seagrasses are a marine flowering plant, and they are a plant, not a seaweed, not a marine algae. Algae started in the sea, and then over time they moved out of the sea and became plants. Their physiology is fundamentally different. That took thousands and thousands of years. And then seagrasses marched back into the water to become marine plants. The ocean absorbs a tremendous amount of CO2 from the atmosphere. It can absorb about 1/3 of excess CO2 emissions each year. And that process can help to mitigate climate change because you're reducing CO2 from the atmosphere, which is what's causing so much excessive heat and global warming. Seagrass meadows dominate the bays and estuaries across California because they were sort of noted for their particularly strong ability to fight climate change. You may not know that there are abundant seagrass meadows hiding just beneath the surface next to you when you're standing on the shoreline, but they're there. And if you get a good, clear day in the water, you can see this meadow emerge before you. There are all these different patches of grass that you can get rocks mixed in, and you have lots of different animals. You get octopuses, you get fish, you get lobsters, you get crabs, you get bat rays, seahorses even in Southern California, things that you forget are even there. But if you spend enough time in them, you will start to realize that they're actually quite abundant and not all that different than some of the habitats that we have on land. We just don't get to spend time in the subsea habitats.
My research for seagrass looks specifically at the carbon storage potential that they have, specifically in relationship to the restoration efforts that California is currently undergoing. I'm doing research in Elkhorn Slough, which is in Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, and also Tomales Bay, which is in Greater Farallones National Marine Sanctuary. The marine sanctuaries and I collaborate on a lot of different research questions and research designs to make sure that we are answering questions that are relevant to the sanctuaries, to policies, and also to local communities. And these sites are really unique for a few different reasons. Elkhorn Slough is really unique is that humans have interacted with it for a really long time. Right next to the slough, there's power plants, there's a highway, there's a bunch of different farms. Tomales Bay hasn't had as much of a human impact through time since the gold rush. There has been a lot of research done there at the Bodega Marine Laboratory, and we can kind of use it as a comparison site to Elkhorn Slough, looking at meadows that have persisted through time. Fieldwork is really important when we are thinking about interacting with seagrass and learning more about them. The only way that we can really do this is actually getting our hands dirty and getting in there. You can always take things back to the lab, but you're never going to mimic what's actually out in the natural environment. Before going into fieldwork, there's a lot of different things that you have to coordinate. You have to think where you want to go, how many places you want to go, what the spatial coverage is, how many samples you want to take, and whether you can process all of that back in the lab. And so it's really important to think about these things before you go, plan ahead, take equipment with you that you think you need, that you might need, take it all. For this research, we are looking at short-term sediment accumulation. And so this means we are trying to see how much sediment accumulates or erodes over time. So to do this, what we're doing is we are installing these circular plates and we are placing them under the surface of these seagrass meadows. And essentially, every time we go back, we're measuring how much dirt has accumulated either on top or eroded from this stationary plate under the water. To gather data on how much carbon is stored beneath these seagrass meadows, what we do is we take these sediment cores. So we take these long tubes and we put them down into the sediment, we cap them off, and that way we can transport a whole tube of sediment back to the lab. And this kind of gives us a snapshot of what the environment looked like through time. National marine sanctuaries are really important to this research because they provide foundational knowledge. They have worked with seagrass systems in the past and they've kind of monitored it through time. They also represent the communities that have existed cohabitated with seagrasses, and so it's important to pull together all these sources of knowledge to answer the question most holistically.
Our research is just one piece of the puzzle. Each of us can contribute by learning more about seagrass, supporting conservation efforts, and practicing responsible interaction. Here are a few ways you can make a difference. First, when swimming or boating around seagrass beds, avoid disturbing or stepping on them. This includes being mindful of where you place your kayak rudders and boat anchors. Second, you can participate in local cleanup efforts. And finally, spread the word about how valuable seagrass meadows are as an ecosystem and their roles in removing carbon from the atmosphere. By reducing and eliminating threats to seagrass and encouraging restoration of seagrass meadows, we can preserve and protect the habitats and ecosystems we depend on. Join us in celebrating this habitat and making a lasting impact on our planet. Future generations depend on the actions and decisions we make today.